There is already a fierce resistance from labor unions and civil society organizations for the adjustments of emoluments and privileges of Article 71 office holders. Article 71 is an entrenched position in the 1992 Constitution and as such has very strict rules relating to its removal and cancellation. It can, however, be amended. The ongoing engagement is for the Presidential Committee on Emoluments and Privileges to collate the views of stakeholders and make recommendations to the President for consideration. Some former MPs and top government officials believe the continuous payment of ex-gratia is not sustainable.
I lost in 2012 election. I couldn't go back to Lands Commission, but I need to pursue my political career. And that's what I'm saying, that look, it is better for us to look at a way where some of these people can be absolved in the institutions in where they were coming from. And by so doing, as somebody also rightly suggested, it might not be a burden to the government. Maybe the person can be a secondment to Parliament or something.
I think the committee should expedite action and make recommendations that will make it such that we don't have to wait for 4 years for our benefits to be computed. This should be done at the beginning of your contract. You know how much you are going to earn, and then these are paid in bits and pieces.
In the current situation, this country, the policy is such that if you are out of Parliament and your government is not in Parliament, in place, it's very, very, very difficult for you to get employment. Others are such that, like I gave myself out as an example, I've risen to Minister of Information. It will be very difficult for any media house now to employ me because they will think that they cannot control me because of my former status. So I'm permanently out.
7 MMDCs are also raising issues about the ambiguity surrounding the appointment and demand clarity. Dean of MMDCs in the Central Region and DCE for Ejumako, Ransport Nyako, highlighted this concern.
You presume that we are Article 71 office holders. However, the Constitution says that when it comes to our salaries, it must be determined by Parliament. And even here, we don't have that clarity. Should it be determined yearly, monthly, at the beginning of our tenure, at the end of our tenure? Or that the Constitution says that our salaries shall be determined by Parliament. Okay, so until a determination is made by Parliament, we are stuck. Meanwhile, you can't go in there and claim whatever benefits that is due Article 71 office holders because we are not deemed to be an Article 71.
What do you want the committee to do?
So we just want clarity. If we are Article 71 office holders, place us in there, then we know that at the end of our tenure, when determinations are being made in terms of emoluments and other benefits, ours will be determined too. If we are not, then let us know that for the DC, you are not an Article 71 office holder, and so this is how your salaries are going to be determined by Parliament.
Meanwhile, Chairperson of the Presidential Emoluments Committee, Dr. Janet Mpedu, says the President will have the final say on their recommendations.
Now, we hope that we can get our work done so that the President can consider it and make his recommendations and discuss it with Parliament, so that the legislature will be able to then also review it and work on it before we get to the end of the year. It's not in our hands. We will do our work. We will send our recommendations to the President. The rest of it is really out of our control. And we hope to be done by June, July of this year, to be done with our recommendations. And let's remember that they're recommendations. We do not make the final determination. So once we've done our work, the one who commissioned us, we go back to him with the report, and he will then consider it and take it to the next steps.
The Presidential Committee on Emoluments is expected to submit its report to the President in the coming months. This will determine the emoluments and privileges of the current 7 government appointees. Reporting for Joy News, Samuel Mbura.